And we probably talked for about 2 hours. And we got to the end of the 2 hours, and she kind of sat back in her chair and went, I never thought I'd be saying this, but I think I have to be pro-life now. So a couple weeks into the summer, we got an email from our local pregnancy resource center, the Northfield Women's Center, and their executive director had heard about this Equal Rights Institute, and they had this course that was helping to train pro-life advocates to be more persuasive and make better arguments, and they were interested in buying it for all of their staff. And we got an email from them, hey, we're interested in purchasing this for our staff. We're wondering if you'd like us to fork out some extra money so that your leadership team can also have access to this course. And we kind of talked it over, and we were like, sure, what the heck?
Why not?
Why not
take this free pro-life training course?
We get our logins from the Equal Rights Institute, and I'm really busy. I work during the summers. So I was like in my inbox, and I ignored it until one day I get a call from my co-president, Joshua. Emily, you have to start this course. I was like, okay, whatever, Joshua. I'm sure it's great. I don't have time. And I continued to put it off, and about 3 days later, he calls me again. Emily, you really need to start this course. Did you start it yet? I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I did not start it. So I decided that day that I would start it more out of getting him off my back than anything else. So I turned on the first module to the course, kind of podcast style, while I was cleaning my room or something like that. Like I was half listening, doing something else. And by the time I got through, I'd say maybe the third video of that first module, all productivity in cleaning my room had ceased, and I was hooked. I was sitting in front of my computer going, oh my goodness, what is this gold mine that I've just discovered? And I watched the entire course in about 2 days. And I called Joshua back at the end of my 2 days, and I'm like, oh my goodness, we have to talk about this, Joshua. This changes everything about what we could be doing as a club. Once we had kind of gotten the 4 of us and then maybe 2 other people we recruited from the Student Orgs Fair trained, we started doing outreach regularly on our campus and engaging with pro-choice individuals, as well as starting to meet other pro-lifers on campus. And I largely attribute the fact that we've pretty much quadrupled in size as a result of what we've been able to do with the course and doing outreach and making people aware that our club exists.
Right. And I can't tell you how many times we get feedback, even from pro-choice students who say, you know, I might totally disagree with you, but I think it's really brave what you're doing. Or I really respect the way that you approach this conversation.
I am so grateful to the Equal Rights Institute for what they've been able to do for our club and for our campus. I cannot tell you the difference that we have seen over the last 1.5 years in the attitude that this campus has towards our club. The respect we've gotten from administration and the respect we've gotten from students has increased astronomically.
One of the biggest changes that I've noticed in students' attitudes towards us happened last year. Students started to realize that we were actually there to listen to them, and it made all the difference in the world. When we first started tabling in the fall, we got lots of dirty looks, lots of people who did not even want to stop and talk to us because just no interest. And gradually, as they've seen our persistence, we try and table every week. Some of them just get so fed up that they finally come and talk to us at our table. And it always makes me laugh because, you know, we're standing at the table and we can see people go this way and then back one more time. And then finally they're worked up enough that they have to come say something. And when that person comes up to the table, they've been working themselves up, they're angry, and they realize the positions that we take and our attitude towards dialogue. You just see an attitude shift. And we've had so many students who don't agree with us come back and talk with us multiple times because they realize that we care about them. I can't tell you how many conversations have ended with, you know, I don't think I agree with you, but I really respect where you're coming from. Or, I have never heard such an articulate defense of the pro-life position. Like, I did not know that existed. I'm really gonna have to think about that.
I think that my personal favorite memory from doing outreach was with a particular girl who I'm going to call Anna. And Anna came up to the table and she and I talked through a couple of arguments. We talked for maybe about 45 minutes and then she had to go to class. Didn't see her again for weeks. And I honestly kind of forgot about her and that conversation. Until a couple weeks later, I got a Facebook message from her saying, "Hi, I'm Anna. We had talked at the table. I have to write a paper for a class. And I was wondering if I could interview you." And I wrote back, "Absolutely, I'd be happy. When would you like to meet?" And I met with her about a week after that. We just got lunch. And the first words out of her mouth were, "I haven't been able to stop thinking about that argument you made." I was like, whoa, I was not expecting that. I was not expecting what I had said to have made that profound of an impact that she had spent a solid month and a half thinking about this. And she said, "I wanted to interview you for this paper because I wanted to ask you more questions about that argument, and I've literally not been able to stop thinking about it." So we talked through it again, and she started bringing up other pro-choice arguments that I could tell she wasn't totally convinced by, but she just wanted to bring them up because she's heard other people make them. And we probably talked for about 2 hours. And we got to the end of the 2 hours, and she kind of sat back in her chair and went, "I never thought I'd be saying this, but I think I have to be pro-life now. Like, I cannot come up with any good things to say against a single argument you've made. I genuinely can't come up with a reason I shouldn't be pro-life." I have seen her around campus since then, last spring, and kind of became friends with her. I invited her to join the club, and she's currently abroad, but she has expressed interest in when she's back in joining us and being trained to start doing outreach with us.
Honestly, I don't think that the arguments by themselves are what have changed people's attitudes about us. I think that it is the relational apologetics that the Equal Rights Institute course teaches. Listening to people, caring about them as human beings, what's going on in your life, and showing them that we also care about people.
The last member of our officer team is Joshua, who is co-presidents with me. And the thing that Joshua is really an expert on doing is actually a new initiative that we just started this past summer. We have had such an amazing experience doing outreach thanks to the Equal Rights Institute course that we want to share that with as many other Students for Life groups around the country as we can. So Joshua has made it his personal mission to reach out to as many Students for Life groups in our region as he can and try to set up Skype meetings, conference calls, or even in-person meetings if we can with other Students for Life groups near us and let them know about the amazing resource that the Equal Rights Institute is. And we'll do some basic training with them. We actually had a Skype call just 2 days ago with a group from Wisconsin. And the officers got together. It was during their regular meeting time. So that we Skyped into their meeting. They had like 20, 25 members there. And we talked about how impactful the Equal Rights Institute course has been on our club, the dramatic changes we've seen, and we kind of walked them through some of the most basic arguments and got them interested in the course by doing a little mini training session. And by the end of this 2.5-hour meeting we ended up having, their meeting went way longer than it was supposed to, and every single person stayed. It was amazing. They were so excited about the information we had to share with them. And by the end of the 2.5 hours, they were really excited to try signing up for the course and start doing dialoguing on their own campus. So we really want as many people as possible to know about this course and the impact it's had on us, because this is a bigger issue than just our campus. And we want to be able to make an impact all around the country and all around the world. And we really believe that the Equal Rights Institute has the tools to help people do that. From the community member support we receive to the amazing dialogues we've been able to have with pro-choice students, to the respect we get from administration, we owe everything that we are as a club today to the Equal Rights Institute. We would not be where we are had the Northville Women's Center not sent us that spontaneous email saying, "Hey, we found this course from this random pro-life organization, and we're gonna offer it to you for free. You wanna take it?" We would not be where we are today making a profound impact on our campus, growing exponentially by the week, if it wasn't for the tools that the Equal Rights Institute has provided for us. And I want every Students for Life Club in America to know about this organization and partner with them so that they can do what we've done and start changing hearts and minds and saving lives on their campuses.